Fight and Talk back again, and today I am delighted to be joined by Cage Warriors World Featherweight Champion Harry Hardwick ahead of his huge bout at Cage Warriors 181 this coming Saturday against Keweny Lopes. Harry, we've spoken about this a few times now on our commentary gigs that we've done, but it's finally here, just 2 days away. How excited are you to be getting back in there?
Yeah, I'm buzzing. It's a privilege to be the headline of such a big card. Uh, but yeah, I'm buzzing. I'm looking forward to the test. I'm looking forward to the challenge. I'm kind of just at the point where I want to be in there. I want to be sort of like figuring him out, feeling out, his strength, seeing how hard he hits and all that kind of stuff. Just want to be in there, innit?
Look, throughout your career, you've fought who's who. You've never stepped away from a challenge. But for you, where does Lopez rank in terms of the hardest opponent?
On paper, you could argue he's the hardest, but because he's top gym, 11 fight winning streak. But I don't think anyone, barring maybe the last two, no, I don't think anyone in his current winning streak would beat anyone in you know, on my current unbeaten streak. I'm just gonna find out when I get in there, really. Like, I feel like on paper, he is a really, really tough opponent, but there are very obvious things to be exploited in his game. Um, and the fact that it's 5 rounds massively favors me as opposed to like I've had fights. There's been fights earlier in my career where maybe if I had 2 extra rounds, I'd have won it, or I'd have got a finish, or this and that. 5 rounds favors me.
How much do you need to watch your P's and Q's with him? Obviously, what he's lost his first one and drew his second one, or the other way around, and now he's on this run. We've seen the finishes he's got. He's not getting the referee to jump in, he's stopping people. How much do you need to be careful just to avoid the power that he's got?
Yeah, like that. That is what the camp has been around. Really, it's been like ways to avoid and diffuse it and take it away from him. Like you know, as much as I love Wonder Boy did a great job of avoiding Tyron Woodley's power for most of the 50 minutes that they fought, but he never did enough to take it away. So like he screwed up for a second or two when he got dropped in but I think both of those fights, just because he was avoiding the power. You gotta you gotta take the power away from them. That's what I'm gonna do.
Is that what you're expecting from him? Sort of coming forward, heavy hands, trying to take your head off your shoulders. Is that the exact game plan that you're expecting to come from him?
Yeah, I feel like he he'll probably because he does a little bit of like stepping back and he tries to sort of circle to inside foot position as the southpaw and then blast his left hand. Um, he has these there's a few unusual things he does. Like he tends to go very wingy and wide first, and then he actually ends up catching people when he goes down the pipe second, which is like obviously kind of backwards to how a lot of people operate. But there's stuff to just be careful of. But I don't know. I think he has got a lot to worry about with me, and if he isn't concerned that he's got 5 rounds, then he's done for.
If we look, obviously this will be your second time now headlining in Newcastle. Of course, you won the belt against Orlando Wilson Prince the last time out. Obviously, it's been a few months now has passed. You've had that time to reflect on it. Just how special was that first night in Newcastle?
It was really, really special. And as it happened, and in the immediate aftermath, it was like I would get this like warm, funny feeling whenever I think about it because of how much of a good night it was. But as I've just got more into fight camp and I'm more down this process, I don't really care. It's like I want to fight Keweny. I've got to beat Keweny. So as I'm getting into this like dumber, more cold pre-fight mindset, it doesn't really matter. It'll matter once I get my hand raised, once he collapses and the ref stops it and all that kind of stuff, and I can let it soak in again. But until then, I've got a job to do.
The card itself on Saturday night. I mean, you touched on it at the very start there to be headlining such a big card, but I mean, what a card it is. I just spoke to Beatty Gilbert there yesterday, and he was saying, like, well, we were saying it's almost like a love letter to Northeast MMA, isn't it? Just what do you make of the whole card top to bottom?
Yeah, it is a fantastic card. Obviously, you got like Joyner versus Bahati. That's a sick fight. Burlinson's on it. We've got Kennedy Freeman fighting for a title, which is just obviously Ian Freeman, the first UK UFC fighter. A bit of lineage going there. We've got Saj, got Leon Arms fighting a guy who wears eyeliner and mittens. Um, yeah, so it's there's obviously the Bailey. There's a lot of there'll be names I've forgotten there as well. Like obviously due to all the CTE.
You touched on there, of course, Leon Arms, a training partner of yourself. I know he's been out in America with the MMA Fight Academy, but just how big of a future do you think Leon could have?
Oh, he's going all the way. Like it was very apparent from the day he stepped in the gym, or like from those first few sessions where I was like, all right, this is what this person wants to do with their life. He's he's had knockout power since he was a 15-year-old who was like 55 kilos or whatever. The fact that he's always been athletic and he's disciplined, he works hard, he's putting himself in the right positions. Uh yeah, I think he can go all the way, 100%.
I've known you
Well,
long enough now. Sorry, go on.
well, I was gonna say when me and George fuck off, he needs to win both our belts back. So no pressure.
I was going to say, I've known you long enough, so I feel like I already know the answer to this question before I ask it. But who's responsible for Leon's topology picture?
I'm no grass. It wasn't me. Like
It
I'm
wasn't
just it
you.
wasn't me, it wasn't George, but I'm no grass.
Fair enough. Right, if we look again, like I say, back to Saturday night, when you make that walk, of course, when you've done it back in May, how special is it when you make that walk out there in front of a home crowd? Because it had been a while since you'd fought in front of a home crowd prior to that Orlando fight. How special is it to come out and see all the names and faces that you recognize and know?
Yeah, it's nice. You get an energy. There's like an almost like an electricity, a buzz about it. Um, and it's at the point in my career now where I can kind of enjoy those moments as they're happening. But yeah, I don't think Keweny's going to be as much about the drama as Orlando was. I don't think he's going to be giving it as much jib in the walkout and stuff like that. So there'll probably won't be that bit of fun going on. But yeah, it'll be special. There'll be this electricity. The I think they'll have sold out this weekend. It's looking like there's not
So,
many tickets left. Yeah. So yeah, again, I'm lucky. I'm fortunate. But after this, I'm getting on Graham, Riverside Stadium, Cage Warriors 200. Let's go.
well, on that itself, of course, you're a proud Borough lad. Like you're from Middlesbrough, just down the road there from where the fight will be taking place. I seen obviously you and George were invited along to Middlesbrough FC the other day as well at one of the games. And you both now really seem to have the backing of the city. And I think it's taken a bit of time, but you really seem to now have that support. How nice is that to eventually have that?
Yeah, it is nice. Obviously, I think it just took a while because people didn't really like people know what the UFC is, but didn't really know a whole lot about what MMA was and Cage Warriors and stuff. But like, it's getting there. The support's getting there. Like, it's more just people sort of knowing about us and knowing what we're doing. So that anytime anyone heard about what we were doing, people from Middlesbrough typically will support anyone doing something good, and it's just like, oh, let's
Yeah.
fucking mint that. But it's getting there, and I think we could fill that Riverside. We could have the most attended MMA event in UK history in Middlesbrough.
Both titles on the line, of course, at the top of the bill.
Yeah, fuck it. We'd have to do it at some point.
Right, perfect. Look, just the last couple, Harry, of course. It's fight week. I know you'll be very busy, but what can fight fans expect from yourself come Saturday night?
They can expect another dominant performance where I beat the living fuck out of someone. Like my last three fights, there's not been an ounce of competitiveness about them, and I don't expect anything to change here. Obviously, I am prepared for shit to go wrong. I am prepared for it to be a drawn out blood and guts, you know, your lungs are on fire because of how tired you are kind of fight. I'm always prepared for that. But it's not gotten that way the last three fights. Prep for this fight's been really good. I know what I need to do. I know what I need to be careful of. So yeah, I'm gonna go out there, and I don't even like. I'm not going to take someone to school. I'm going to beat the fuck out of someone. I'm going to leave them in a pile. Like opponents after I fought them typically have terrible records afterwards, and I think it is because of the sort of high-paced, horrible nature of my fights. I think it has an effect on people afterwards.
Finally, then, can I get a prediction off you for how you see this fight ending on Saturday night?
Uh, Keweny will get disqualified for kicking me in the nuts repeatedly.
You've had that a few times already, though, haven't you? So if you don't stretch at that.
George is the one who's going to have to carry on the Hardwick bloodline at this rate.
Perfect. Harry, look, I'll leave you to it there, mate. But thank you so, so much for your time. And no doubt we'll catch up on Saturday.
Yeah, yeah. See you
So,
Saturday, man.
yeah, say that, mate.